This episode of the Pete the Planner Show is brought to you by Indiana529.com. Now, let's say you got these little kids at home. I'm guessing you're spending like $47 a week on berries that no one actually eats. You blink, and suddenly the strawberries are fuzzy, and the blueberries are rolling under the fridge, and somehow you're out another small fortune. Meanwhile, college is coming, whether you know it or not. That's where Indiana 529 comes in. It's a way to start setting aside money for your kids' future education without needing to find thousands of dollars under your couch cushions. Because here's the thing, when your kids are young, you've got time on your side, and then time is way more powerful than giant contributions. Even small amounts started early can grow into something meaningful, unlike the fuzz on the strawberries in your fridge. You can set up automatic contributions, throw in birthday money, or redirect just a fraction of that mystery grocery bill into something that actually sticks around. And in Indiana, you may even get a state tax credit for putting up with the weather. So not only are you planning ahead, you're getting a little reward for doing so. Your toddler may currently believe pants are optional and snacks are personality traits, but one day they're going to ask to go to college. And Indiana 529 will be there for them. Go to Indiana529.com and somehow, some way, say, Pete sent me. Hello, Chris. Hello, Dame.
Hello, Pete.
Hello.
You like that one?
I did. I was panicking because I fear that I am quickly entering the berries take up 10% of my discretionary income phase. Yeah.
We haven't done this in a couple of years, and tastes change. I mean, Dame lost his sense of taste and smell through the pandemic. Kristen has created a child. So let's check in on the fruit lineup here. Top 5 fruits. What? You don't want to revisit the fruit lineup, Kristen?
You know what? It's your show, man. I'm just here.
Okay. Fruit lineup here on this financial show. Top fruit, number 1 fruit for Kristen is
pear.
Oh God, what a terrible
time out.
Dame, Kristen's off the show.
Oh wow.
Actually, that's Mrs. Planner's favorite too.
See?
I know.
Dame,
best fruit.
I'm gonna go with apples for versatility. There's a million different flavors. You can bake them. I mean, you slather them in caramel. Apples are and they're American. So if you shrug your nose up at them, you're a communist.
He's a xenophobic fruit guy. I want give me a great raspberry and I'm happy.
That's really hard to beat.
I mean, here's the thing about raspberries. When they're a little bit hairy, not with mold, but with those raspberry hairs, and they're big enough to put on your pinky, and then you kind of rub the hairs around your lips and you
like a bugle.
Yeah, like a fruit bugle. Dame, were you surprised that Kristen knows about bugles? That seems like our generation.
A little bit, yeah.
My Aunt Kathy on the holidays used to have bugles with a block of cream cheese and mint jelly. And you would like scoop cream cheese and like this bright green mint jelly, but all the real G's just made witch fingers at them bugles.
It is.
That's all we did. I don't need your mint jelly, Kathy. Oh, hello, friends. Quincy's here. Andy, happy Friday. Hello, Steve. Hello, Jenny. And Jason Brown. Kristen, you were in the office this week. Someone told me you were coming. I forgot. You show up. I heard your voice. It freaked me out. I was alarmed. And then I saw you.
I'm so glad that it was so important to you that you remembered that I would be there.
You can take that up with Mrs. Planner because I forget most things.
Yeah, but I hadn't been there since like, I don't know, July.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
Anyway, I'm sure you were impressed by all the gains that I'd picked up. Dame, when you're coming to the office soon, from what I understand.
Next month.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For an overnight.
You're sleeping at our office? That's weird, dude.
Well, you got to save some cash.
All right. Well, we've got a show today. Whose topic was this?
Mine.
Dame.
It's pretty good.
I could have done without the surprise.
Yeah. we're going to. Wow.
Yeah.
No one will ever figure that out.
Nope.
Whatever happened to Joe Rogan?
Well, he's got Jamie.
Okay, here we go. Pete, a few weeks ago, you asked who your celeb doppelganger was. It's Tom Papa. Pete is a Tom Papa of personal finance. Okay, so let's
pull that up. Pull that up, Jamie.
Jamie, pull that up.
All right, Tom Papa. I'm going to pull it up on the screen. Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
Okay. I mean, that's not bad. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to pull this up.
I already like Steve, I think.
I'll just say this. I learned a long time ago, never tell a lady that she looks like a famous celebrity person and then say that person, because somehow, some way,
it's offensive.
It's offensive. I did that once to this woman I know. This is in the heyday of Danica Patrick. I've told you this story. I had to have told you this story.
No.
She looked like Danica Patrick. And this is the heyday of Danica Patrick. And I was like, you look like Danica Patrick. She's like, oh. I was like, what? I was being nice.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, oh, I hate that. And I was like, wow. I mean, you really don't, but I was being nice. Okay. Here's Tom Papa. Let's go here. Do I look like this man's? Ready? 3, 2, 1. What do we think?
No.
Oh, Dame says no. I'll go full screen here.
No, he's got way more hair.
No.
Okay. This took a turn. All right. So it's a good thing. Okay. You're both very funny. Well, that's good. Thanks, Steve, for that moment in my life. Dame chose the topic this week. We could possibly anger high school educators, which I never like to do.
Think so?
No, actually, I take that back. I think it'd be more legislators that think they're right.
I gotta be honest. I think because Indiana is part of the states that are doing this.
Mm-hmm.
I think this topic's way easier to teach than what it replaced.
Okay, well, I mean, we'll see where this goes.
Oh,
Okay.
I thought we were going to make parents mad.
Let's just make everybody mad.
There we go.
You know what I mean? Let's just get them all. Let's get them. Okay. I'm setting my clock. We're ready to go. I got to clear the Tom Papa search images off of my computer. You guys want to do after between the break? I'm going to do a little since February 28th update on global markets. Do you guys want that?
Sure. I thought it was going to be on your gains. I'm less interested.
Well, we could talk gains. You're less interested in the gains?
No, I was trying to be nice.
Oh, that's very kind. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. This week on the Pete the Planner Show, we answer your money questions. Here's how the show works. You email us, askpete@petetheplanner.com. That's askpete@petetheplanner.com. And if your topic is selected, we will send you sounds. Sounds are answers. Joining me, as always, is the very laughy Kristen Alanius. Hello, Kristen.
Hello, Pete.
And my brother, for the undiscerning, Damian Dunn.
Good day.
Not related. All right, here's something that caught my attention this week. High schools across the country, including here in Hoosier country, you know, where it's 80 degrees this afternoon and 14 tomorrow morning. Well, these states are replacing economics classes with personal finance. Now, on the surface, sounds like a win. Feels like I somehow won something. Now, I don't know about you, but I can't say I've used a ton of supply and demand curves in my day-to-day life the way they were taught in econ. But I definitely could have used a better understanding of credit cards and debt and how money actually works prior to being 18. But here's the question we have for you today. Are we actually improving things? Are we just trading one kind of knowledge for another? So today we're going to dig into that. Dame, Chris, personal finance is replacing economics. I'm concerned, very concerned. I don't know where we line up on this topic, whether we agree or disagree, but I'll just tell you this, as much of a personal finance expert as I am, I hate that econ is being replaced.
What?
I am an econ major. I graduated with a degree in economics from a major university. I have to say that to some degree, I agree with you, Pete. However,
Your degree?
however, I think most of what matters in econ to the average person could be taught in a couple weeks. I don't think there's an entire semester that has to be spent on it. And I think you could layer personal finance and explain it better with economic concepts. And maybe that's how they're doing it. Oh, I cross my fingers that that's what's going on. But for the vast majority of people, including those of us that graduate with econ degrees, we don't use it all that much in the real world.
Kristen.
I love it in theory. As the ever skeptic, I am concerned about what exactly would be in that curriculum. Because here's the other thing too, gentlemen, is how do you ensure that you're putting this educator in front of students who you've not previously required them to teach this curriculum? Who's creating the curriculum that you're then making them teach? And it's like, you can't expect teachers to learn this overnight either. That's not fair.
Boy, there's a lot there. Well, maybe let's start with that point of, and let's be as kind as we can. Let's take personal finance out of it and assign a new discipline class to an educator who was not taught to teach that class. Let's take home ec, or let's take social studies, or let's take trigonometry. Dame, if you are assigned those classes, and of course you are a thespian, you are a theater teacher, how are you able to teach? Is it that you understand education? Like, how can you teach personal finance if you don't have a degree in personal finance?
2 points. One, I don't disagree, and there are online classes that can be basically proctored by high school teachers. So the kids basically sit and watch videos and read and do that, and as they get supervised to manage to pull this off. However, why wouldn't you just give it to the econ teacher that had the econ class taken away? If they can teach econ, they can almost certainly teach personal finance.
Oh, Kristen she's either a giraffe fighting someone with the way she's shaking that head of hers. Have we watched giraffe fighting videos in a while on the show?
No.
Not in a long time. No.
Okay, we'll do it during the break. But Kristen, go ahead and tell us why you're giraffe fighting.
The difference, though, Dame, I don't disagree in concept, but I disagree with the fact that personal finance, to your point, affects everyone's everyday life, and it comes with so many emotions. And to just expect someone to step into the role of teaching good financial habits when they maybe there's no guarantee they were set up for success. And sometimes even if they are, that's a totally different problem. I think that's where I have a problem with it is, you guys know, I think that money has pretty much nothing to do with math. And so when you take someone who has these thoughts and these feelings about money and then tell them that they have to teach children about money, I don't know.
So you're telling me that teachers are unprofessional enough that they would let their personal
okay
cloud.
Okay, let's back off this point.
Just checking.
Let's back off this point. Let's go to another. Let's go to what might be my most operative point here. And then I think in the show, are we going to build our own curriculum? Yeah. Is that what we're doing? Okay. I almost read the outline, Dame.
Almost.
Thought about it.
I kind of my eyes sort of fell on the outline. I kind of saw it.
An accident. Yeah.
Here's my operative point. And this is dark.
Oh.
I worry. What am I doing? I worry about the future of our country when the citizens don't understand economics. I think they'll make terrible leadership decisions if they can't discern what is BS and what is not.
If we gave a 10-question econ quiz to
that's how I feel.
General people, doesn't matter. What do you think the score would be?
Okay.
I would get a 1.
What? No, you wouldn't.
I so would.
No, wait. Okay, Kristen, let me pull up a Slack that you
Please.
sent. You sent to me and some other colleagues from a tweet that you sent on March 18th of 2011. This is right.
What did I do?
Dear teacher, just because you moved the bad kid by me doesn't mean he'll be any less obnoxious. Sincerely, a good student. That is a real tweet from Kristen, or a Facebook post. No one even knows. Kristen, you're getting better than a 1 out of 10 on an econ test.
I mean, maybe, but it's so funny because I really think that might have been written about Zig in econ.
But your special friend.
So maybe, but you guys, if I don't use it, I lose it. My brain just does not retain. Yeah, I probably got an A in econ in high school, but I don't know any of it, I don't think.
It was a veiled FSA reference. If you don't use it, you'll lose it. Dame, what would you get on a 1 out of 10 quiz for econ?
I'd like to think that I'd ace it, but in reality, depending on if we're talking intro or intermediate topics, 8, 9, maybe.
Yeah, I think I'd probably get a 9 or a 10. I would hope. Some silly thing. Okay, let's do this. We've just made our really weak cases, but now we're going to build the class. So what we're going to do, coming up after the break, we are going to build a personal finance class that 2 experts in me who've taught thousands and thousands and thousands of people about, I mean, you could argue millions of people, quite honestly, with media reach. This is what students need to know about money. That's what we're doing on the show today. I got to be honest, when my middle school son brought home his personal finance course documents or whatever, I looked over them. I was like, oh, no, this ain't it. But then again, I didn't volunteer the state of Indiana to help with this. So that's on me more than anything else. So, okay, here we go. We're going to calm down. We're going to watch giraffe fighting videos during the break. And then coming up after that break, more of the Pete the Planner show. Right here, I'm Pete the Planner. Right here. Right here, right now. What am I, Van Halen?
Yeah.
All right. You guys ready for some good old-fashioned giraffe fighting?
Oh, you got one ready to go?
Yeah, of course I did. What do you think I was doing when you guys were talking? I wasn't listening to you.
Thought you were typing on Slack.
Okay, here we go. Little giraffe fighting. Got it pulled up. Let me go full screen. Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, live stream audience, intense giraffe fighting. Ooh. 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 Ah! Oh, yeah. Oh!
How do they not have concussions?
Oh! Oh!
Good heavens.
Kids. Oh! Well, it's looped.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Kristen, that's what your neck was during that segment.
I don't know if it was quite that aggressive.
No, it was exactly the same
We're
thing.
not rattled.
Dame, let's ask the question most people are thinking. If you and Crystal are in a giraffe fight, who wins?
I'm like a foot shorter than Damian.
Well, you're hitting him in the solar plexus. He's soft in the midsection.
It's truer than I want it to be.
Okay, you guys want a little economic update? This is a financial show. Mm-hmm. What have we done so far? We've looked at giraffe fighting.
Uh-huh.
Favorite fruits.
Favorite fruits. Sometimes, Dame, in moments like this, like when it's just like real in your face, like that realization of what I think about my dad when I was a kid saying things like, "There's a time to be funny, and there's a time to be serious," and I just remember when he would say it to me, I'd be like, here's one for you. I think I've shared this with you. My son has inherited a terrible quality of mine, several, but the one I'm going to talk about now is when he's getting yelled at, or pardon me, corrected by his mother. Mm-hmm. He can't control his laughter.
Oh no.
So this is a problem I had when I was a kid. And it's a problem that, as it turns out, when he was getting corrected the other day and started laughing, and then the gaze of my life partner turns to me and says, "This is your fault." Then I start laughing. I still have that quality, and it was not a great moment for me and my family.
Yeah, but it's something that you and your son will remember forever.
Did you ever have that, Dame, where you're getting yelled at and you just start laughing? Not because out of disrespect, although it certainly feels that way. It's just nervousness.
No, that is not how my body tended to cope with that sort of attention.
Crystal?
No, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, Rev Renfro says that both her spouse and her 14-year-old laugh at her. But can anyone ever see Rev Renfro like getting upset though? Let's be honest.
No.
2025 Listener of the Year. U.S. equities since February 28th, specifically the S&P 500, are down about 4%. U.S. stocks have held up a little better than European equities. International developed equities have taken a hit of about 8%. Brent crude, which is a season 3. What's that?
Brother of Bruce? Bruce
Crude.
Just Brent's brother. I don't know.
Yeah. I was going to go with the joke of Brent Crude, a character actor on season 3 of The Sopranos.
Really?
Yeah. It's up 50%. Natural gas up nearly 90%. Gold down about 10%. Silver down about 20%. Bitcoin's down about 6%.
Ooh.
And the dollar is mixed. Man.
Do you want a quick stock pick update for the show?
Yeah, let's do that.
Do you remember what you picked, Pete?
Yes. I picked the Strait of Hormuz. I don't know what I picked.
The ticker is VRT. I don't remember what it was, though.
I think it is Venezuela. I don't know what it is. What's VRT?
Let me do your work. Vertiv Holdings?
Yes, Vertiv Holdings.
Of course.
Nobody knows what they do, but Vertiv up 54% so far this year.
Okay. Do you know why? Actually, I just looked them up. Used some AI. They are a documentary company documenting giraffe wars from across the globe.
Kristen, you chose something called FANG, F-A-N-G. Don't remember what they do, but not the 4 stocks. They're up 26%.
Hey.
Thanks. That's terrible.
I picked Palantir, who've been on a massive run until I picked them. They're down 16% for the year with a war going on. So losers, Pete, you picked Rivian, down 22% for the year. They just got a big injection of capital from Uber, maybe, potentially. Yeah. Kristen, you picked something KMX. No idea.
No idea.
They're up 8% for the year.
Oh.
And I picked Peloton. Down 35%.
Oh.
Yeah, I heard there might lay off instructors. Sad.
Okay, let's do the show. We're building the course. Who wants to go first? We're gonna do like a round robin style. You get to add an element.
Oh.
Okay.
Is that what you? I mean, Dave, did you
originally I thought about doing like a picking kind of theme for the NCAA, but we do it however we want.
Oh, okay. One shining moment in 3, 2, 1. Back on the Pete the Planner show, Kristen Elanius, Wizard of Money, Damian Dunn, Warlock of Mystery. No, I don't know what any of that means, but it's a financial show here, and we are building a personal. I don't know what's wrong today with me, or any day. Personal finance curriculum for high school students. We're building it today in a few different states. Economics is being replaced by personal finance, and so we have opinions about that. And I'm thinking, well, let's just build our own class. We know a thing or two about this whole thing, and no one asked us. Although I got to be honest, I feel like I got an email once of, did I want to work on this? And I feel like I ignored it.
Oh, no.
I know. I'm not proud of it. Okay. It's true. Who wants to go first? Chris, you are the youngest by decades. What do you believe to be the first thing high school students need to know about monies?
The first thing that high school students need to know about money, and this is so challenging, gentlemen, because this requires you as the parent or the educator, whoever's teaching them this, to also be practicing it, the difference between needs and wants.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Maybe I'm nuts. I feel like this is pretty basic stuff that I taught my kids when they were like second graders.
You're a personal finance expert.
I just wanted to hear you say it. How you walked
Right
into
into that.
Yeah. Okay. So to say more, Kristen.
You guys think that your high school children really know what's a need and what's a want?
I mean, Dame and I used to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't think that's true.
No way. I mean, wow, I'm trying to think where my kids have right now. I would get them on the show. Yeah, I think we used to play the game of needs and wants on car rides. I would give them a thing. And yes.
See, but I just don't, maybe I'm wrong. I just don't think that those are conversations that like any household are actually having.
Go get your baby.
Margaret understands the difference between needs and wants.
Get that baby.
I've got one at home right now because spring break started today. So if you're in a text, no, yeah, surprise.
What?
Yeah, I can probably get a teenager out here if you want me to.
Oh my gosh, that sounds dangerous.
I just don't. I think back to being in high school and like, you know, the basketball team, everybody's going to have a team shirt. And it's like, I need this. It's like, do you?
That was very European of you to call a jersey a shirt.
No. Like, no, because the school provided the jerseys, but like, we're all going to go together and design the shirt and put everybody's name on it, like a t-shirt to wear on game day.
Kristen chooses needs and wants. Dame, you are week 2 of personal finance. What are you choosing?
Okay, I am not going in order that they should be taught. I'm just picking something that needs to be taught.
Okay.
Fair enough?
Yes.
Okay.
The relationship between debt and income.
Okay. The relationship between debt and income.
Many of these kids are going to go off to college. They are going to take out loans, and they are going to have to repay those loans. And I want them to make a good, educated decision on where to go and learn for the next 4, 5, 6, however many years it takes them to get that bachelor's degree and be able to afford it when they leave. Because if you're going to go to a school that you're going to pay $40,000 a year for in order to go get a job that you're going to make $50,000 a year for, is that really in your best interest, or is there maybe a more economical solution? So figure out what debt looks like and how it's going to impact your income.
Do you mean more specifically student loans, or do you mean like application beyond student loans?
I mean, there's definitely an application, but beyond student loans. I mean, car loans, people messed up really, really quick, but student loans would be the direct way that you would illustrate this for most of them. That would mean the most in their cases.
Okay. Kristen, reaction, anything?
I don't disagree. I would maybe hone in on student loans if I were talking about a high school curriculum, just because that's such a big decision point at that age. But I also agree that transportation at that age feels like it's the thing that you have to be figuring out. So I agree with that.
All right, my draft pick is a really weird one. Go figure. I taught a personal finance class to business executives a couple summers ago. It was what are you laughing about?
High school students, business execs.
Well,
it's really
let me cook.
Okay.
And I said to myself when I was planning it minutes before the presentation, if I could reteach personal finance through what I know now to someone from scratch, what would I teach? It's sort of like this show. And I taught them, the first thing I taught them was understanding the different stakeholders in your life that have a relationship with your finances. So let me weave this tale for you. I believe one of the biggest challenges that young people face is that they don't understand the relationship between them and a lender. They don't understand the relationship between them and a realtor. They don't understand the relationship between them and their family. They don't understand incentives. And here's the manifestation of this. You are constantly seeking other people's approval and acceptance for borrowing money. And that's not how it should be. It should not be, I'm going to go to the bank and see how much they'll let me borrow. That's fundamentally awful. It's a terrible idea, but it's how the system's built. And I think it's the people that are better able to define that and to understand that the bank is literally not working against you, but you have misaligned incentives as it relates to that decision. That's the first thing I would teach. Beat it up. Dame, how dumb was that?
I don't hate it. I think there's a lot of use that can come out of that because people get overhoused real easy, and people. I mean, there's so many ways that you can say, "Hey, this person is an expert. If they think I can afford it, then I can afford it." And it's easy just to get way out over your skis. So I think that's a good thing to point out. What I am really interested in is the three of us haven't pointed out some of the really core foundational building block stuff yet. And I'm curious if in the next round, with the time we have remaining, we'll do that.
All right. With a minute and a half in this segment, we're going to each do a quick speed round. You get 30 seconds each to choose your pick. Dame is up next since Kristen chose first last time. Dame, what is your next lesson?
I will talk about cash flow management / budgeting, whatever you want to call it at that point. I mean, you got to have some understanding of that. And if you can master that at a young age, you are going to be in great shape for the rest of your life.
It's hard to argue with that, Kristen. I like that you called it cash flow management as opposed to budgeting, because I think when you teach budgeting, it's such a loaded phrase, you know? Mine is time. The role of time in money, compounding, interest, those sorts of things. If we've got a few finite resources, money being one and time as its dance partner, I think people, especially the procrastinating mind of a high school student, need to understand the impact of time. Kristen, what is your second round pick?
Credit scores and credit reports.
Say more.
I think they need to know how to pull their credit report, particularly, unfortunately, in a world where parents are sometimes using their kids' credit profiles. So I think that's just something they need to learn how to look up right away.
All right, where we are building high school personal finance curriculum from scratch. No one asked us, although they may have. Sorry. And coming up after the break, we will continue to build this course that no one will take on the Pete the Planner Show. My outros are buns today. I don't know. They are bad. Big drive to Michigan to play kickball against teens again this weekend.
Good luck.
Yes.
Beep when you go by.
On the way back. So I'm going by Dame on the way there because we're starting in Detroit. And then going to Grand Rapids the next day. So when I come back home, Kristen, I will beep, beep.
But you're not really going by my place. You're going to go east before you get far enough north.
Yeah, but Dame, you'll be able to feel it.
Probably.
Kristen, for those that missed last week's show, could you give a summary?
Attorneys, special needs trusts.
Oh, we got breaking news, Chris. I can't put this. Oh, I can't put this on there. Hold on, I've got to verify this. We've got breaking news. Oh, this could be bad. Oh boy, it is confirmed. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a moment of silence for the passing of martial artist, legend, and actor Chuck Norris. Passed away
That's so
at the
sad.
age of 86. I will say this: no one loves a good Chuck Norris joke as much as I do. So there'll be a whole new slew of them of how Chuck Norris didn't die, death died or something. I mean, you know what I mean? You know how it goes. You know, Chuck Norris doesn't do push-ups. He pushes the world away from him. So, you know, something like that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. That's sad. This turned into like TMZ Live.
It did. Just for a minute. Kristen's getting checking alternative sources just to make sure.
No, I was texting my partner because Walker, Texas Ranger is like the most important thing in our home. So
That's great.
so
if anyone needed a picture painted of Kristen's life, it just like filling it in that was it.
oh, he's gonna be so devastated. I'm gonna have
That was
to
a great show.
I'm gonna have to watch so many episodes.
That's what.
Picture Tom walking through the house with an occasional sidekick out of nowhere. Walker. Yeah.
How high can your partner kick?
No.
Just no.
No. There is a huge difference between general athleticism and like blue collar farm like strength and athleticism.
Sure.
And he is very much like over here.
He's farm strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dame, where do you land on the farm strong athleticism scale? You were a high school gymnast.
They did not have men's gymnastics in high school, so I just dabbled.
Wait a second. So this entire time, I thought you were a decorated interscholastic gymnast?
I did gymnastics outside of school for quite a few years and continued to tumble into high school. I mean, not like just trip and fall. Yes. Yeah. I believe it or not, you can still do flips and stuff and twists when you're tall.
So you did gymnastics on your personal time?
Yeah. Yeah. And like, you know, during timeouts and quarter changes at basketball games, stuff like that.
You know, Kristen, you bring up a really good point about, maybe we'll call it functional strength versus athleticism. I'm actually trying to get functionally stronger. Like that is, as you age, that's what you want, you know?
Correct.
And I honestly, I think your Pilates move is genius just to keep that flexibility as well.
Pulse. I don't know if I said this on the show last week. I don't think I did because I think it happened on this past Tuesday's class. I was walking into the room and I held the door and some 25-year-old woman said, "Thank you, sir." And I was like, I ain't a sir.
She was just trying to be respectful.
I know, but like I don't elicit respect. Like,
she doesn't know you.
She doesn't know me. I'm like, no one would ever call me a sir.
Yeah.
All right. When my son's friends, occasionally someone will call me Mr. Dunn, and I'm like, come on. I appreciate it. Thank you. A couple of them call me Freaky Pete, which I don't love.
Okay.
What would you prefer they call you?
Pete's fine.
Oh.
One of them calls me Ted's dad, like, hey, Ted's dad. And I'm like, we can go a little more familiar than that. I don't know. They're working through socialization, you know?
So when you were Ted's age, was the expectation that it was Mr. Mrs., or did you call adults by their first names?
Mr. Mrs.
Yeah.
I know, but like, I feel like
What's wrong with that?
Cultures, no, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just, I feel like cultures just generally jump the shark, you know?
You want to make sure those kids feel like they're on the same peer level as the adult.
Yeah, I'll yell them if I have to. 3, 2, 1. Back on the Pete the Planner show, we are today setting state curriculum for personal finance at every state and territory in North America. I don't, not exactly, but we're just like building our own personal finance class. Right now, more economics classes in high schools are being taken away and replaced with personal finance. Oddly enough, as a personal finance expert, and I don't have to give my CV, I think it's a bad idea, which is the weirdest thing here. Kristen and Dame disagree because they're credentialed. We are back. I believe it is my pick now on next lesson to teach. I am gonna go with housing. Housing.
Sure.
Understanding housing costs. I think the biggest mistakes people typically make revolve around housing, renting or buying, squatting. I don't know the third. I'm just like, at this point, we're reaching. I feel like that's a giant mistake people make. And so I would do a whole lesson around housing.
I think that's fair. I mean, understanding mortgages and the difference between a 15-year and a 30-year and interest rates and how they impact monthly payments and PMI, and letting you know that just because your payment might be fixed doesn't mean that your insurance or your taxes are going to be the same from year after year. The upsides of owning a house with equity, coming along. But I think there's a lot that could be talked about for responsible housing for a high school student.
Kristen, what are you teaching high school students?
Pete, yesterday you gave a couple sessions on basic taxes. And I think that for the most part, that session could have been taught to high school students, and that would have been really valuable. Like, here's your gross income. Here's what you're going to make. Here's what the Fed's going to take. Here's how the state takes money, Social Security. Like, I think just a really basic breakdown of how you get to what hits your paycheck would be really valuable.
Yeah, that's a good point. I felt like I did 2 of those events yesterday, and I felt like the point I wanted people to take away is understanding AGI more than anything.
Yeah.
That we all want high incomes, but you kind of want a really low AGI because that's your tax base. Dame, do you think of it differently than that? Or did I just miseducate trillions of people?
No, I mean, there's only so much you can do to lower gross to get a lower AGI at some point. But yeah, I think that's a good concept to learn as well at any age.
Speaking of any age, what does your older self believe to be the next element of our course?
I'm going to break a little bit with kind of the road we've been going on, and I'm going to slide a economic concept back into the discussion at this point. We're going supply and demand on trying to understand how that impacts prices around you and just the world in general. And we don't have to get into necessarily all the shifting of demand curves and what that's going to do here and there. Okay, let's just get the basics understanding again, because there is personal application with that.
See, this is why I want econ classes to stay. Go ahead, Chris.
Nothing. Go on.
No, just no more draft fighting. I remember my first day of high school econ. Cal Ewing was my high school econ teacher, who I often refer to as the patron saint of high school economics. The very first day, we all sat down, we stopped talking, and he said, "There is no such thing as a free lunch." Those were his first words to our class on the very first day of class. And I remember it being provocative somehow, right? Like you're just going, you're trying to prove it wrong, like provocative in like an innocent sense, right? It was like thought provoking. You're like, oh, well, yeah, well, there is, if someone gives you lunch, and like, well, what do they want of you? And then that was the basis of understanding economics. And I'm like, Dame, I think you're right here. If we're going to do personal finance, there sure as heck better be a pretty aggressive economics lesson. And I think it's your earliest point of, you could go half and half. You could go half the semester on econ and half on personal finance and probably be in a pretty decent spot.
Yeah, there are things that you really can't discuss personal finance to the level where you want kids to not just understand the concept, but understand how you're getting there and how that's going to impact the deeper side of things, not just superficial. But if you can figure out how to tie some of the economic concepts and make it real to their day-to-day life, I think that's when it starts really sticking and making a difference.
This is where I can't get my head around if I'm just a weirdo and I loved high school econ or everyone felt the way I did. And Kristen's nodding her head, attempting to line up against another draft. But Kristen, I'm weirdo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't, maybe it's just because of like where it fell in my curriculum. I just wasn't all about it. I don't know why. Maybe because I think it was maybe the same year I took AP Calc, so maybe I just was totally drained. I don't know. I didn't find it to be like that intriguing to me.
I'm going to totally mess this conversation up for a second.
Okay.
What could possibly be being taught in government classes right now? Like checks and balances? Like, how do you teach that right now? How do you possibly teach checks and balances?
10-foot pole.
I mean, my daughter's in a government class right now, and I really appreciate her instructor who goes in, again, says provocative things to get the discussion going in like a really healthy way. But Dame, I guess for the same level, like economics has got to be harder to teach, although what's happening in real time in Iran makes it easier to discuss those things.
So I think government's actually easier to teach when stuff like this is going on, because you can draw direct examples out of current events and apply them to, here's what this says. Here's how the Constitution works. Here's how this, these branches of government are supposed to work. We see some friction in this area right now, but given time, this is why there are lawsuits being filed, and it's why some things are going to be challenged, and this executive order potentially is not going to stand up because it might be outside the scope of what they can do. And so I think it's easier to really make government stick when there's something that's going on that kids can ask questions about, and they've got opinions about it because of social media and what they're hearing at home. And then hopefully you've got a neutral-ish instructor in that class, teacher in that class that can, let the kids still make their own opinions, but give them the facts of how things are supposed to work.
That's a great point. Dame wins. All right. Anything else you guys want to add to this personal finance class? We've forgotten most things to mention today, and we got real heady with it. But do either of you, with a minute left in this segment, want to throw a Hail Mary of this needs to be taught? Kristen says
financial flashpoints.
What?
Exactly. There's only a minute left. I'm out of time.
You're just going to leave it. Do you know how long a minute is? It's not 4 seconds. Financial flashpoints, gotta go. Okay, what are we going to do with the next 51 seconds?
Now we're truly out of time. No, it's those moments, the moments in your life that you recall first remembering money and having feelings around money or money type conversations, and plotting those on a graph so that later in life they can understand their feelings about money.
Dame, I don't know why I failed to mention this through the entire show today. Kristen is legitimately a college professor.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. I totally didn't mention that. Oh, hey, by the way, Kristen is a college professor. Coming up after the break, biggest waste of money of the week and the news right here on the Pete the Planner Show. I'm Pete the Planner. A slight omission.
Would it really made any difference to the conversation?
Nah.
We have a minute left. What do you think? Financial flashpoints.
Sorry.
Well, your first outro was like 70 seconds long, so I didn't know.
That's a great point. I had great outros last week. This week, awful. Like.
But your inner segment is better. Like, is really good today. I don't know what it is about. Then you get to the end and you're like, gotta go.
I had a different caffeine program this morning than normal Fridays, so I was nervous about this whole thing. Oh boy.
And Chris is a professor.
Okay. I need to get Dame, as I was thinking about you putting together the news this week, and yes, I did think about you putting together the news this week. I just kept thinking, slow news week. I just like, there's 1,000 stories you could choose from.
Yeah, and I mean, we'll see if I hate talking about the super obvious stuff every once in a while. Just
Yeah,
'cause
that's
I feel like you get it everywhere. So
Yeah. Do you have any good stats on brackets?
there was a story. I didn't take it though because it feels like I do one of those every year for the NCAA.
Yeah, but now we have Kalshi or whatever.
Oh boy, maybe he'll do a story about Kalshi getting sued. In 3, 2, 1. This week's biggest waste of money of the week, right here on the Pete the Planner Show, is the U-Boat Works Super Sub. Super yachts skim the surface. The Super Sub dives deep. Fresh from the sea trials off Curacao and now DNV certified, it's the world's fastest private submersible, hitting 9 knots.
Time out.
Granted,
Dame is a man. What's 9 knots?
like in English speed,
Yeah.
10 miles an hour.
Okay, we're going to take his word for it. It's faster than a bottlenose dolphin and 3 times the speed of any
Time
other.
out. Time out.
out.
There's no way 10 miles an hour is faster than a bottlenose dolphin.
So you're calling?
Hold on. You continue with the read. I'm Googling that.
He called a timeout on his own air, which I kind of appreciate. Anyway, a 62 kilowatt battery keeps it running for up to 8 hours on a single charge, and 4 proprietary thrusters push the craft to depths of 984 feet. The fully acrylic pressure hull wraps all 3 occupants in unobstructed 360-degree views, so you can watch bioluminescent jellyfish drift past or a 6-gill shark disappear into the dark. The shark joystick controller makes maneuvering at depth feel closer to driving a sports car than a submarine. The first unit delivers to its owner within weeks. Okay, Dame, what have you learned?
Bottlenose dolphins cruise around at about 8 knots, which is 5 miles an hour. So I was off on my projection of what knots to miles per hour is. However, capable of high-speed bursts of up to 35 knots.
Yeah.
Well, sounds like you are not right. Kristen, what is your guess of the sub?
This is going to be sold to individuals. Is that what I caught at the end of this copy?
Yes. And I don't know about you, but all I can think about is that
Ocean Gate.
Yes.
well, that poor sub. I mean, like, who's lining up for this thing?
I would imagine a lot of people probably. A lot of people would maybe be willing, but if I have to buy it, I have to be the private owner of this thing.
Yeah, you got to privately own this. You could go in the pond, your farm pond.
Stop. That's not funny.
It is funny.
I don't know, Peter.
That's the nature of the show.
I know that, but this is like outlandish. This is $3 million.
Dame? I think Dame's going to go, I saw this earlier this week.
True.
Sometimes he does that.
I think that's low, but I have no idea by how much. Because of the game, I'll take Kristen's prediction and double it because that's worked before. So I'll go $6 million.
$5.75 million. They lost me at
The joystick.
no fully acrylic pressure hull. Acrylic pressure hull. No, thank you. I need metals, baby. Dane, what's in the news this week?
The U.S. just crossed a number that's honestly getting hard to process. $39 trillion in national debt. We did it, everybody. $39 trillion. We got there.
Yay.
What's wild is not just the number, it's how fast we're getting there. We were at $38 trillion just a few months ago, and now we're already talking about $40 trillion before the next election. So get ready for that. To be fair, it's not a one-party problem. It's been building for years. Wars, pandemics, tax cuts, you name it. Everybody's had a hand in it. So, you know, the interest is going to kill us on this before the principal does, because it's becoming one of the biggest budget items that we've got. But right now, yeah, we're just making interest payments and barely scraping by at that. So good job, everybody.
You guys ever seen a hoarding situation before?
Yes.
You know how you look at a hoarding situation and you think it's so overwhelming. There's literally nothing you can do about this.
Yes.
That's our debt, right? You just look at it, you're like, I can't even get my head. Like Dame said, it's unfathomable.
And yeah, and then we do nothing about it
because you can't even like, what's it matter?
Yeah, because it's not even real.
The point of my next statement is not to talk about the war. The point of the statement is, I saw the request for another $200 billion for weapons or whatever. And I saw that number and I started thinking about it, and I found myself immediately lost in the context of what $200 billion is now. And I was like, how? I'll be honest, when I think about that much money, I try to go through the lens of like football stadiums. Like, I don't know what to do with $200 billion. Dame, 39 trillion, 37 trillion.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's make believe.
As we even talk about it in here, like, we can act incredulous about it, but it's crazy.
I would just like an effort to be made, like a real honest to goodness effort from our leadership. And it just doesn't seem like anybody gives a rip.
Go ahead, Kristen. Say what I'm
One-termer.
thinking. One-termer.
Go for it. Be the one-termer. Take a stand.
Run for office, Damian.
I told you, I said that could be my only platform. As every time, every debate, they ask me a question. Pass. Gonna work on the debt.
So here's speaking of one-termers, or more specifically, policy that is interesting. I'm thinking about getting one of our senators on who is supporting the bill that prevents senator or Congress people from trading stocks.
Oh, so federal senator.
Yes.
Nice. Go for it.
Is that interesting to you?
Yeah,
Very.
absolutely.
All right. I'm going to see if I can pull some strings and get that done. No promises. I don't have as much pull as I used to because I ignore emails from the government. Dame, what else is in the news?
Pete, you sent this to me earlier this week. Regulators are looking at easing some of the rules on big banks. What could possibly go wrong? Specifically, how much capital are required to hold in reserve? Now, quick translation, capital requirements are basically the financial cushion banks have to absorb losses if anything goes sideways, like that'll ever happen. Those rules were tightened after the 2008 financial crisis for obvious reasons. What's being proposed now would lower those requirements a bit, which banks are obviously in favor of. The argument is that if banks don't have to hold quite as much in reserve, they can lend the money, which could help the economy.
Of course.
No.
Silly me. I wasn't even thinking about that.
You guys have seen it. Well, Kristen hasn't. Dame, you've seen I Am Legend, right? Everyone turns into like these vampire zombie things. And then there's just some root cause to it. You kind of find out at the end of the movie or whatever. The story you just read is that. It is that this is the root cause of something that's going to be horrendous in a few years. And I shuddered when I read that story the first time. When you just read it back on the air just now, I was like, oh, we're toast. I mean, that is 2005 all over again.
So who's Will Smith in this this story?
Jaden Smith.
Oh.
Nepotism never dies.
Fair.
Time for one more story.
Real quick, Jeff Bezos is trying to raise $100 billion, not for a new rocket, not for a tech company, kind of, but to go buy old school manufacturing businesses and rebuild them using AI.
You said he's trying to raise that money?
Yep.
Why doesn't he just spend his own?
What's the fun in that?
It's true. So wait, he's going to take traditional like manufacturing jobs and then put all those people out of work too?
That's one of the concerns, is that it will speed up the process of manual labor being replaced.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to go take this factory that has provided generations of jobs and income for people, and I'm going to put AI in it. and ruin the small town. What do you think? Who's in?
And we're going to de-water at the same time.
De-water. Hadn't heard that verb. I like it though. Okay. Well, that's it. Not forever, just for 167 hours. Thanks for listening to the show this week. I've been your host, Peter. Sending you good vibes because good vibes are all that's in the budget. I'm Pete the Planner, and this is the Pete the Planner show. You called me Peter earlier in the show, Kristen, or Dame. Someone did.
It was her.
Yeah, Dame knows better. I mean, that's like, gee, many Christmas. It's so aggressive.
I've told you that your name in my phone is Pete Dunn.
Oh wow.
So that's actually worse. So
I did. You guys want to hear me? A bad moment for me.
Of course.
So I did. I've been doing a lot more webinars, streams, whatever for clients. I did one the other day. It was thousands of people were on it. Okay.
Oh no.
And so to be kicked off, I was introduced as Pete Dune. And my face was on the screen when they said Pete Dune, and I think I just went, just like a head down. Then I'm going and I'm doing like, there's that many people. You're going, you're just going, you're going. I'm interacting with people. I can see the screen. I'm like, hey, Gail from Tampa, and this, and then I get to a comment. I'm just reading in real time.
Oh no.
I'm like, oh, Carol has a comment. When is this going to stop being so basic, and when will this get interesting? And then I read it out loud in real time, and I like look back to my camera, and I'm like, boy, that one stings the confidence. Let's keep it moving. But I was like, guys, that sucked.
What was the topic?
I don't remember.
Doesn't matter.
Taxes.
It doesn't matter. That sucked.
I'm sorry, Pete. That's horrible.
It sucked. Is it true? Arguably. I mean, arguably true, but here's the thing. You have thousands of people. I can't teach a 500 level course. I just can't do it. You have to teach basic and above. And it's like, the person's probably right. I mean, they're right. But how do we get to a point where you're going to type that to a person?
Yeah, totally. And I mean, for those of you that are still hanging on with us at this point in the show, it's something that Kristen and I deal with and struggle to remember all the time when we're working to create content for Your Money Line is we have to remind ourselves we can't state the basics enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if Pete's talking to thousands of people, there are plenty there that will be hearing these things for the first time or finally understand it for the first time. And if he starts, 10 rows deep, the people that don't understand the basics are going to get lost from the jump, and he doesn't do any good there. So it is a really fine balancing act with anything that it requires some knowledge and expertise in to be able to find the right message for the audience. And personal finance is really tough to do well.
Yeah, don't feel bad for me. I was just sort of like one of those things where I was like, a few years ago, it would have probably wrecked me. But it was just more of like, who is the bald idiot? Every once in a while, I feel like those humblings are okay. I'm all right with it. All right. Well, that's it. I'm sure the global economy will be fine next week when we connect, guys. Kristen, good luck with that whole baby.
Yeah, I know. What a
Dame, good luck with your life. Everyone else, stay getting money.